Briefly, tell me about yourself.
Yes, sir. So I'm Dr. Pavan, sir. I've completed my MBBS from Karnool Medical College, Karnool in Andhra Pradesh. And since then, I have started preparing for UPSC, sir. And this is my second attempt at UPSC, and this is also my second interview, sir. And my hobbies include watching motorsports, and also I play football and I follow European football leagues, sir. And I'm very interested in DC characters and comics. And also, I have an NCCC certificate, sir.
Okay, okay. So, from you finished your MBBS in which year?
In 2022, sir.
20? Yeah.
22, sir.
22. Okay. So, what have you been doing in the last 2 years?
So after 2022, for 1 year, I prepared for UPSC, sir, and in 2023, I gave my first attempt, and in that attempt, I went till interview, sir, and after that, I was not in the final list, and again, I uh, started giving my second attempt, sir, and this is my second interview, sir.
Okay. Any reason why you do not want to pursue your career in medicine?
Um, yes, sir. Firstly, when it comes to medicine, I was really very interested in medicine also, sir. But one thing was that although the service that I do in medicine, that would be very direct, but I felt that it will be too narrow, sir. But as a civil servant, every small step, every small initiative that I bring about would have an effect on a massive scale, sir. It will have an exponential effect, and I think that will give me immense job satisfaction, sir. For example, like a scheme like Ayushman Bharat, that will have a transformative effect on people, sir. So that was the main reason, sir. And also the diversity in the service also attracted me very much, sir.
Okay, okay. See, you said about Ayushman Bharat, right?
Yes, sir.
If you are given a role where you have to make amendments to the Ayushman Bharat, see, every scheme after few years of implementation, based on the feedback from the public and based on the feedback from the implementers of the scheme, we generally make some amendments in the scheme, some changes. So suggest some changes in the Ayushman Bharat.
Yes, sir. So, firstly, sir, the targeting of the scheme should be better, sir. For now, the targeted people for this, the beneficiaries of this scheme are listed in a very vague manner, sir. I think that will have the effect of excluding a lot of people and also a lot of ghost inclusions. And secondly, the second most important thing is that there is a package rate for the scheme right now, sir. So when we take a particular surgery, this is the package of amount that the scheme offers. But the thing is that the cost of the surgery may differ, let's say in Delhi and also in a center like Kabul, sir. Because of the standard of living and also the cost that the hospital takes and also the management costs, they all differ. So this package rate should be something that should be amended based on the place, sir, based on the location. And thirdly, sir, it only covers the in-hospital stay, sir. It does not cover OP charges, and most of the expenses that a patient, out of the pocket expenditure that the patient experiences, is in the outpatient department itself, sir. So I think including outpatient charges will also, I think, makes the scheme more inclusive and more holistic, sir.
Okay. See, you said that the beneficiaries shall be identified properly, right?
Yes, sir.
You said that as of now they are vaguely listed, right?
Yes, sir.
So can you tell me why do you think they are vaguely listed? What is the vagueness that you identified in the listing of the beneficiaries?
Yes, sir. They basically, as far as I know, in the scheme, the beneficiaries are listed in the manner that they give certain examples, sir. These categories of the people will come under the scheme. I think that is very vague, sir. We need more concrete data like socioeconomic caste census.
Pavan, Pavan, are you able to hear me? Pavan, Pavan, I think it was stuck, right? Pavan, it was stuck, right? Pavan? Pawan, do you have
Yes,
any
sir.
data? I think now it's okay, right? Maybe problem is maybe from my side or your side. Do not know, but it was stuck.
Sir, I think it's my side itself, sir, because it is raining, sir, outside. So probably that might
Okay.
be the reason, sir.
No problem, no problem, no problem. See, so Pawan, you're telling me that the listing of beneficiaries in the Ayushman Bharat are vague. Of course, I understood the idea. Your idea is that the listing should be based on socio-economic parameters. We have to collect proper data. Based on the data, we have to go ahead. I understood that. But tell me presently, what is the way in which the beneficiary is identified? What is the present pattern? I am more interested to know why you do not like the present pattern of identifying beneficiaries.
Yes, sir. Presently, I think there are certain categories of people that are denoted under the scheme, sir. Like, for example, if a person has the income below this level, and if a person is above the age of 60 years, and if a person um, uh, even the some things like yes, sir. These are, I think, the main criteria based on which presently they are identified, sir.
Okay, okay. And you said that Delhi and Kurnool, you brought a comparison, right?
Yes, sir.
You said that water facilities are there in Delhi, shall be there in Kurnool. What exactly you said?
I said that, sir, for let's take a surgery, sir, like appendicitis. For appendicitis, the government has fixed a certain package rate, sir. Let's say 1 lakh, and this 1 lakh is same for a hospital that is there in Delhi and also a hospital that is there in Kurnool. But the cost that the hospital based in Delhi is drastically different from the cost that the hospital based in Kurnool, sir. In Kurnool, because of the standard of living, because of the charges that the hospital has to pay, the cost will be substantially lower when compared to Delhi, sir. Fixing the same rate for both the hospitals, I think that will that will be unfair, sir.
Okay, but are you sure that that change is not yet brought? Are you sure that even today the amount Ayushman Bharat is giving is same for surgery in Delhi and Kurnool?
Sir, right now I'm not sure, sir. But when I read about the scheme, that was the major fault that I read about, sir.
Okay, okay,
I'll
okay,
check about it. I'll think about it.
okay. And then see, you said that compared to being a doctor as a civil servant, you will be able to serve more, right? Serve the public more, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Here I have a question, Pavan. These days, the lateral entry into bureaucracy has been in the news, and there are many who are proposing. There are many proponents of lateral entry into the bureaucracy. Do you think the bureaucrats who are working in the health sector, do you think it's better to take senior doctors into this division through lateral entry? Do you think it's better than promoting the non-doctors who are IAS officers, other bureaucrats into health department?
Yes, sir.
What do you think is the best?
Sir, I think there are certain pros and there are certain cons, sir. But after evaluating everything, I think taking senior doctors and senior health experts who have worked in the health sector into the administration through lateral entry, I think it is a good idea, sir. But it has to be implemented with certain caution, sir. Firstly, when we talk about the pros of such a proposal, it will bring the firstly, most importantly, it will bring the technical expertise into the administration. The civil services is majorly criticized for its generalization rather than the specificity and expertise. Uh, and secondly, it will also bring fresh blood and liver perspectives into the system, sir, rather than the perspectives that have developed within the system, within the organization. But I think there are also certain drawbacks, sir. I think it will be extremely demoralizing for these career bureaucrats who have worked so much to achieve those heights, and we are now bringing a certain person from outside to work with them at the same level. And secondly, these people may lack the ground experience, because a civil servant will be a district magistrate, he will be a joint secretary, he will then be a secretary. He will take so many years for that, and he will also have a lot of ground experience, sir. I think that is also will be a drawback, sir. But all in all, uh, that is a proposal that is worth trying, and I think it should be implemented on a pilot project, sir.
Okay, okay, okay. See, in the health sector,
Yes, sir.
do you remember the spending as a percentage of GDP in the health sector?
Yes, sir.
How much is it?
Government is spending 2.1% of GDP on health, sir, right now.
Okay. In the 2.1%, whatever value it comes to, the major proportion of that spending, expenditure goes into where? Which part of the sector? Most of it goes into. Can you name the top
Tertiary healthcare.
category, top 2 to 3 categories of expenditure?
Yes, sir. Firstly, it goes into tertiary healthcare, sir, and secondly, it is going into curative healthcare rather than preventive healthcare, sir. And yes, sir. I think this is the major thing. And also, when the schemes like Ayushman Bharat have come up, it is also going towards the insurance for the um, insurance purposes also, sir.
Okay. See here, Pawan, generally everybody speaks about increasing the expenditure for the health. Many say that from 2.1% we have to go until 4%, 5, 6% also. So instead of that, the existing 2.1% GDP, if you have to redistribute and if you have to channelize the expenditure into right areas for the better output, do you suggest the present way of spending the 2.1%, the present way of spending, is it perfectly fine? Or do you have any redistribution model in your mind? If at all you think it's not fine.
Yes, sir. Present way of redistribution has certain challenges, sir, and I think it should be revisited and it should be reshuffled. And when we talk about the changes that are needed, I think firstly more and more expenditure should go towards the primary healthcare setup, sir, because that decreases the load on the tertiary healthcare, and also most of the diseases will be diagnosed early and treated early. So it has double benefits, sir, in that way. And secondly, more and more expenditure should go towards preventive healthcare rather than curative healthcare, sir. So when we talk about preventive healthcare, it includes immunization programs, it includes providing proper nutrition to children, and these things, sir. And thirdly, more expenditure should go towards maternal and child healthcare, sir. And I think, for example, if we take the institutional delivery rate is 89% in the country as per NFHS 5 data, sir, and I think that should be increased. And number of people who have at least number of pregnant women who have at least 4 antenatal care visits is only around roughly 60%, sir. I think that is very low, and that should also be ramped up. And I think the expenditure should be redirected towards these causes, which will help increase the LCH indicators.
Okay. So you mean to say we have to spend, out of the points you said we may have to spend more on the maternal child healthcare, right?
Yes, sir.
I think that right now, we are spending more on the maternal child healthcare only, is what I think. Presently, among all the expenditure on the health, I think we are spending a major proportion in the maternal child care, is what I think. But don't you think we are spending enough for this?
Sir, where we are spending in the maternal and child healthcare is also a factor that we have to counter in here, sir. So when we take maternal and child healthcare, like I said, number of women that are visiting a PHC or a hospital, at least 4 antenatal care visits are only around 60%, sir. I think that is very low. That is leading to maternal mortality. So this is where it has to go, sir. At the grassroots level, at the ASHA workers and the ANMs that are in the primary healthcare centers, I think it should go towards this aspect of maternal and child healthcare, rather than even in maternal and child healthcare, there is tertiary level healthcare, sir. District level hospitals and C-sections and everything, CFA scans, all those things. And there it can be minimized, there it can be decreased, and it can be redirected towards this aspect of maternal and child healthcare.
Okay. See, you're talking about C-section is something used, right? C-section
Yes,
means cesarean, right?
yes, sir, cesarean.
Okay. See, Pavan, there is a hidden anger among most of the mothers who deliver their babies. The hidden anger is that in India, in most of the hospitals, though C-section is not required, though normal delivery is possible, most of these hospitals are going for C-sections intentionally. Is a hidden anger among most of the Indian women these days. Have you ever observed that?
Sir, I don't think they are going to C-sections unnecessarily. I would call that risk aversion, sir. In previous, let's say, 2 or 3 decades back, the surgical settings and the C-section settings are not very well developed in most of the hospitals, sir. So even though it was risky to conduct a normal vaginal delivery, doctors were opting for that because C-section was more risky compared to that, sir. But in the present settings, the surgical apparatus, surgical infrastructure in the hospitals is very well developed, and doctors are usually employing risk averse measures, sir. For example, if a woman had a previous C-section, even after that, we can try a normal vaginal delivery for the second birth, sir. But most of the doctors, if there is a previous C-section, they are going for a C-section in the subsequent birth also. That is to avoid the risk, sir. So I think that is more of a risk aversion than intentionally going for C-sections, sir.
Okay, so the risk aversion in the European countries or in USA, they do normal delivery, like how you said, even after one C-section for second delivery. That's what you said. No, you're talking about the second delivery, right? Second
Yes,
delivery
sir, second delivery.
in European countries, USA, they're still going for a normal delivery. Whereas in India, by textbook, they're telling that as you have one C-section, second one shall be C-section, is what they're saying basically. So you're talking about risk here. You said there is a risk here. Can you
Yes,
tell
sir.
me what is the possible risk if you try for the normal delivery in the second time? First time C-section, second time, what is the risk of going for a normal delivery?
Sir, the most important complication that might arise is a uterine rupture, sir.
Okay. Uterus
The
rupture.
uterus while delivering, sir.
Rupture of uterus, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, but see, there should be a methodology to assess the risk. I understood that you are saying that there is a chance, there is a risk of uterus rupture. Now tell me, as a
Yes, sir.
doctor, if a patient comes to you who had first C-section, first delivery, now
Yes, sir.
she is in 9th month going for second delivery. Now you want
Yes,
to
sir.
assess the risk. You want to say whether she has to go for C-section or normal delivery. You have to take a decision. Tell me
Yes,
your
sir.
decision of whether she has to go for C-section or normal delivery. Your decision is based on which parameters? Tell me 4 to 5 things that you would test, you would check, based on which you will take a decision.
Yes, sir. Firstly, the first factor that I would consider is if at all a complication arises, I should obviously go for an emergency C-section, sir. So if that facility is available in the hospital, or if the elective C-section facility is better when compared to emergency C-section, it is definitely better, sir. But is there a proper nursing staff and there is proper care infrastructure for a woman to go to emergency C-section, sir? If there is no such scenario in the hospital, then I would definitely consider going for a elective C-section rather than trying a normal vaginal delivery, sir. And secondly, post-operative care in the hospital. What is the scenario of the post-operative care in the hospital, sir? If there is dedicated nursing staff that can cater to the patient, then I will definitely try for a normal vaginal delivery rather than a elective C-section, sir. And thirdly,
Here I am not asking the parameters of hospital. I am asking the parameters of the person. What would you test in the body of the person? You have to test certain things in
sir,
the body of the person to know that
yes, sir.
yes, you can go for all delivery. What are those things?
Sir, firstly, it is the scar thickness, sir. If the scar of the patient after the first C-section, if it is thick enough, then we can go for normal. We can try normal vaginal delivery,
Okay,
sir. It is
scar
called
thickness.
VBAC, sir.
One is scar thickness.
Yes,
Then
sir. And there are other risk factors where we have to consider. One is called cephalopelvic disproportion, sir. If the baby delivering for the second time, if the head of the baby and the pelvis of the mother should be compared, sir, if the normal vaginal delivery is feasible or not. And yes, sir.
okay. See, yes, you continue. Means we're talking about what parameters, right? So will you be looking at the cervix length, cervix softness, dilation, position of baby, and even the weight of the baby, right? Weight of the baby.
Yes, sir. They're all the indications whether or not to conduct a an emergency C-section or an elective C-section, sir, but they are not relevant when we are talking about a woman who has had a previous C-section and now again woman is coming to delivery. They are not relevant in this particular case scenario, sir. These are all the things that we look for in every pregnant woman.
Okay. And then you mentioned following European
Football league, sir.
Okay. Specifically, why Europe Football League?
Sir,
What is so interesting in the European Football League that makes you follow it?
sir, there are a lot of clubs and they are intensely competitive, and there are a lot of leagues also that we can follow, sir. And more importantly, I was just exposed to them by my friends, sir. So I got into the habit of watching them.
See, in football, there is 4-4-2 formation, 4-3-3 formation, right?
There are a lot of formations, sir. Then these two are some of the most used formations, sir.
Tell me the difference between 4-4-2, 4-3-3 formation. I mean, when do you use each of the formation mostly?
Sir, there is 4-4-2 formation, sir. That means there are 4 defenders, 4 midfielders, and 2 attackers. This is used when the game is supposed to be more defensive rather than attacking kind of game, sir. And when we have to take the possession of the ball more and more, sir. And the other formation is 4-2-3-1, sir. This is used in more attacking games.
I am interested in about 4-3-3. 4-3-3 formation. Explain me about that. 4-3-3.
Yes, sir. 4-3-3 formation is
when in which circumstances they use 4-3-3? 4-3-3 means basically 4-3-3 formation helps in what?
it is also, sir. I don't have a particular idea of what exactly does it help, sir. But it is used in more kind of an attacking games, and they are also used in defensive games, sir, because there are 4 defenders and 3 people who are attacking, sir. So yes, sir, more in attacking games.
Okay. And what is an offside trap?
Yes, sir. Offside trap is something when you let the opposition attacker deep into your half, and so that all of your defenders are ahead of him, sir. So that when he receives the pass, then the pass automatically becomes offside, because between the attacker and the goal there have to be at least 2 players of opponent, sir. Yes, sir. So in that way, when you trap the opponent, then it's called offside trap.
Okay. Have you seen offside trap in any of the recent games? According to you, which team actually uses offside trap mostly in your observation?
I'm sorry, sir. That happens in a lot of games, but I don't have any idea if a particular team uses it more commonly.
What is pressing? What is pressing? Do you know pressing?
Yes, sir. Pressing is a form of football where you keep pressing the opponents for position of the ball, sir. So let's say an opponent is carrying a ball, and your defenders and your midfielders are in such a way that they constantly press the opponent to take possession of the ball, sir.
Okay. So it helps in defensive or offensive mostly?
Sir, hard press football helps in offense, sir.
Okay. So defensive, there is no much help because of pressing. Defensive has no much help because of pressing.
Defensive also helps, sir, but hard press football is most commonly used as an offense, sir.
Okay. See, in La Liga,
Yes,
in single season,
yes, sir.
who had most goals? Which player had in a single season?
I think it was Messi, sir.
Are you sure about that?
I think, sir, I'm not very sure, but I think it was Messi, sir. I read somewhere, sir.
Oh, okay. And you follow DC Comics, right?
Yes, sir.
DC Comics. Okay.
Yes, sir.
What is the Justice League concept? Justice League, basically, what do you mean by Justice League?
Sir, it's basically a grouping of the superheroes in the DC Comics, sir. Like Superman, Batman, Wonder Woman, and these people they fight together, and their group is basically called Justice League.
So the Justice League lineup is changing, right? Continuously, the lineup.
Yes, sir. I mean, it was never constant, sir. Even in comics, it was not constant, sir. But when we talk about Justice League, the most important people who come to our mind is that Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman, Green Lantern, Aquaman, and also the Flash, sir. And based on the comic and based on the animated movie, there can be more people or even less people. Some of them might be there and some of them might not be there.
Okay, okay. See, from Justice League, what do you learn that you think is helpful to you as a civil servant, as a civil officer?
I think the most important thing that I learn is the teamwork, sir. Certain people have some disadvantages and the others have some advantages, and when we all work together, we can get things done.
Hmm. See, watching superheroes, I think, is just a fantasy, right? In fantasy. Yeah, I mean, everybody thinks that everyone wishes that one should be like that. But in real life, there is no application. I mean, in real life, there is no correlation, no, between the superheroes and what happens outside.
Yes, sir. There is no direct correlation as such, sir. But as a person who grew up watching them, I think we can learn certain things from the superheroes also, sir.
Okay, so what can you learn from Aquaman?
Um, yes, sir. Aquaman is someone who belongs to a different world altogether, but he comes to the surface and fights with the Justice League to protect the people on the surface, sir. So I think selflessness is something that we can learn from him, sir.
Hmm. Okay, okay. Formula One. Formula One.
Yes, sir.
Have you heard the meaning? What have you heard this term dirty air? Dirty air.
Sir,
The term dirty air. Dirty.
Sir, I'm not very sure of the term, sir. But from what I can recall, dirty air means that when you're going behind a car, the exhaust that might come from the car that is immediately in front of you. I think that dirty air is the term given to that. I'm not very sure, sir.
How does it affect the driver behind?
Sir, there will be, sir. I think it slows down the driver a bit, sir, due to the air that is coming from the front car. But I'm not very sure, sir. I'll read about it, sir. I'll check.
See, have you ever heard of the crash gate scandal? Crash
I'm
gate.
sorry, sir. I have not heard of the crash gate scandal.
2008 or the other season. Who's the favorite player in the Formula One? Who's the favorite player in Formula One?
Right now, it's Charles Leclerc, sir. Right now, it's Charles Leclerc, sir.
Why?
He races
Then
for
what
Ferrari.
is so unique in him that distinguishes him from others?
Uh, Sir, firstly, the things that are unique in him is he is very persistent and is a little clever in a way that his strategies and his tactics are better than other drivers, sir. He is not very aggressive, he's calculated. But the most important thing that I started supporting him is that I used to support Ferrari, sir. I was a fan of Sebastian Vettel, and once he retired, the number one driver for the Ferrari team was Leclerc. So I got into supporting him like that.
Okay. So because he tried, no, he's a favorite. Okay.
Yes,
See,
sir.
I followed that Grand Prix in the Abu Dhabi 2021.
Yes, sir. I think it was the crash of the Romain Grosjean that you were talking about.
The actual issue. What is the actual issue? What actually happened?
Sir, we do not know what exactly went wrong with the car, but the car suddenly started. There was a failure with the car, and the brakes of the car also failed, and it directly went into the barriers at around 195 kilometer per hour speed or something like that, sir. And it is often said that he was extremely lucky that he walked unscathed away from it, and he was actually not fatally hurt in that accident, sir.
Hmm. Okay. You are from Kurnool, so you have done your schooling, everything Kurnool, right? Schooling,
Yes, sir.
graduation from, undergraduation from, you done
Kurnool Medical College.
from,
Kurnool Medical College itself.
so you have been Kurnool most of the time.
Most of the time I have spent in Kurnool itself.
Hmm. See, Kurnool, you might have observed Kurnool from last 24 years of your life. Okay.
Yes, sir.
See, generally Rayalaseema has water problem. Generally, Rayalaseema has
Yes, sir.
irrigation water. Means Anantapur has the highest problem, but otherwise Kurnool, Kadapa also has a problem.
Yes, sir.
Have you observed any development in the irrigation systems in Kurnool, or any any particular time in Kurnool that really changed the irrigation of Kurnool? Any major projects that you think happened in the last 24 years that brought a big impact of irrigating more fields in Kurnool?
Sir, yes, sir. There are certain projects. I think they improved the irrigation situation slightly, sir. For example, the Post-Redipadu head regulator and the Teluganga project and the Handri Niva project. I think these are they all catered a little to the population of the Kurnool, sir. But as such, there was no major improvement in the irrigation facility that is available in Kurnool, especially in the present Kurnool district, sir. At least in the erstwhile Kurnool district towards the Nandyal, that region, irrigation was more or less better when compared to Kurnool district, that is as of now, sir.
Okay, but if you have to make any suggestion changes in Kurnool in order to solve the water issue, or problem of irrigation, suggest something.
Yes, sir. So firstly the KC canal, the Kurnool Kadapa canal, it was constructed long ago, sir. I think that has to be renovated. That has to be renovated and that has to be extended, sir, to more and more regions of Kurnool, and especially towards the western part of Kurnool district, sir. This Kosigi, Kautalam, all these mandals, they are very water deficit and there is a lot of migration from those areas. And maybe constructing a new canal project from the Krishna River that flows through the region. I think that would also help a lot, sir. And yes, sir. Even Tungabhadra River, that is lifeline of the Kurnool, that also has to be exploited more and more before it flows into the Krishna River to cater to the irrigation of the Kurnool.
Okay. So, for groundwater, why you are avoiding the solution of groundwater?
Sir, as such, yes, sir. As such, Kurnool is a drought-prone area and is a rain shadow area, sir. So the groundwater levels are already very low in Kurnool, sir. If we start exploiting groundwater more and more, I think we will land up in a very dire situation where we won't even have availability of water for drinking purposes, sir. As of now, groundwater is being exploited, sir, through borewells and everything. But I don't think that is a sustainable solution.
Okay. And what do you think about the lakes in Kurnool? Artificial ponds, construction of artificial lakes. Do you think it's feasible for the landform of Kurnool?
Sir, basically Kurnool is a plateau region, sir. So as such, the construction of artificial ponds and lakes might not be very suitable for the topography of the region. And even if it is constructed, the rainfall in Kurnool is very low, sir. The average rainfall is around 620 mm or something, sir. So I don't think even if we construct artificial lakes or ponds, they will dry up very quickly and the purpose will be defeated, sir.
You said rainfall is how much? 720. What is it?
620 mm, sir. The average rainfall.
620, we call it as arid, semi-arid, or what do we call it as? How do you classify that as?
Sir, I'm not very sure of the classification, sir, but I think compared to the national and state averages, it is very low, sir. I think the average of Andhra Pradesh district comes around 1100 mm or something. Andhra Pradesh state comes around 1100 mm.
Do you remember?
So in that sense, sir,
Do you remember any drought in your last? During your stay in Kurnool in the last 2 decades, do you remember any drought in Kurnool? Drought.
sir, I'm not very sure, sir. As far as I remember, I don't remember any drought, sir. Even if it had occurred, I would have been a child or something, so I don't remember.
Any flood?
Yes, sir. Floods happened to Tungabhadra River in 2009, sir.
After the flood, any changes have been done in Kurnool in order to avoid such flood in the future?
Yes, sir. Along the Tungabhadra River, there are certain saline embankments that are constructed, and also the awareness programs are also conducted. Sir. So every year on the day that the floods had happened, there will be rallies and there will be awareness programs that are being conducted, and even people are more educated, more aware of uh, 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 aware of the floods and the measures that we have to follow when we end up in a situation of floods.
Okay, Pawan. Pawan, I think you are closely following what is happening in Manipur, right?
Yes, sir, I am following, sir.
Do you know that Ministry of Home Affairs have recently reimposed Armed Forces Special Powers Act of in the Manipur recently, last month? Are you aware?
Yes, sir, I am aware of that.
Okay. So, do you think it's the right solution, AFSPA, for the present situation in Manipur? Is AFSPA the right solution?
Sir, ASPA is a right solution in this sense that it is the immediate step that has to be taken because to control the violence that is happening, sir. But definitely, ASPA is not the long-term unsustainable solution, sir. The dialogue between the warring communities and they have to be brought to the discussion to the negotiating table, and some kind of a pact or agreement should be made out. And also the specific problems of the communities that are at the center of the conflict, they have to be resolved, sir. So that will be a sustainable solution in the long term.
Okay. Generally, AFSPA, do you think it has to be completely stopped implementing in India? AFSPA.
Sir, sir, I think that has been a recommendation done by the Jeevan Reddy committee, sir. But ASPA is something that is only resorted to in extreme circumstances, sir. Because if we take the insurgency in the northeast, ASPA has been removed from the states that have come out of these insurgency and come out of conflict like Mizoram, sir. So I think it is imposed only when the situation is very extreme or very dire, like what is happening today in Manipur and the general situation that exists in Nagaland. So I think there is a there should be more monitoring. There should be more reconciliation mechanisms to the people affected by the powers given to armed forces. I think that is the way forward. But repealing the act completely is, I don't think that is a feasible solution.
Okay, repealing the act is not a solution.